Well, at least some of it was good. I'm John Rentham with my review of WWE Smackdown, and overall, Smackdown is just much more digestible at 2 hours. Even if the show isn't particularly good, this one was more story-driven than, it was focusing on match quality. That's not to say it was bad, but there were a couple things I didn't care about. One thing I will rant about here in a little bit. But, it's better than 3 hours of Raw. I mean, good fucking God, Raw is such a slog to get through. So, at least it's nice that they're doing a few good things on SmackDown. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, please. We get recaps of the Pierce Reigns, stuff, cards subject to change and all that, that now it's Owens versus Reigns in the Last Man Standing match and not Adam Pearce, but they're still factoring Adam Pearce into the storyline here. They'll probably move past that after the Rumble. It kind of makes sense to just give them a little bit of an elevated thing and put Sonya on TV a little bit more. Always good to see Sonya Deville. So we have Reigns and Heyman coming out, and he says, "You're not going to see Owens tonight because I said so. I hate the piped-in crowd noise. I get adding a little bit for atmosphere, but they overdo it, and it doesn't add anything. It takes away from any promo, any match, or whatever. It doesn't make me more excited. I can watch these men and women tag teams or, singles matches, battle royals, whatever, without a ton of piped-in crowd noise, and it would mean a whole lot more. Have a little bit there for atmosphere, but fucking hell, reel it back a bit." He does mention the pandemic keeping him away, and that he hasn't missed a day. He had to worry about his health and his family, and it's funny. Drew McIntyre comes down with the virus, and they acknowledge it, finally, and then Roman Reigns is able to mention that months after we knew that was the reason that he was off, and good for him. Good for him for taking care of his family and his health, first and foremost. That is great. And he calls Adam Pearce a puss and says, "Well, what if my knee or ankle hurts? What if it takes me out of the Rumble? What if I can't make it?" Then here's Adam Pearce. Roman runs him down. He says, "No wonder you never made it to WWE." And then Heyman's laughing. And Pearce says, "I can take that from him, but I ain't going to take that from you." And then we're going to get that match in the main event. Match in the biggest quotations possible. And, this was fine. This was a good opening segment, just again, the piped-in crowd noise. And we get Sammy cuffing himself to the barricade. He's victimized. He will be in the Rumble, and he's got various signs that he holds up. Apparently, he took he took inspiration from Sign Guy Dudley and Lodi. And if you remember both of those, well, you are definitely a longtime wrestling fan. So then we get so much fucking pyro for Charlotte. Let me just say right now, first, the match is Asuka and Charlotte versus Liv and Ruby with Billie Kay. Billie Kay rocking that goddamn punk look. I think this is going to work, but it's not really helping Liv and Ruby because Charlotte didn't want to fucking sell a goddamn thing. My fucking God, I understand they want to keep her strong. I get it. If Vince McMahon sees her as one of the pillars of the women's division, fine. I don't. I'm not saying she's not a great athlete, but I'm fucking sick of seeing Charlotte. It's fucking atrocious to see how little she sells for any of the women. It's fucking ridiculous. I've really been angry at her ever since the whole Mania 34 bullshit, where Asuka just got knocked down the ladder, and even climbing back up still got fucking destroyed again and knocked right back down the ladder just before Mania 35, because why would you let Asuka and Sonya have a match? No, Charlotte had to have a championship so we could have Becky 2 belts, but we just, forget about Asuka. And then Asuka becomes one of the stars of the pandemic era. Her among a few others. I mean, I'm not just saying it's Asuka. And then Charlotte comes back. We're no doubt going to get Charlotte beating Asuka at some point, maybe at the February pay-per-view, maybe on Raw. They're going to lose the tag team championships. And then we're probably going to get Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. And watch them have Charlotte beat Rhea again just to fuck everything up and just to say, fuck you, we don't care about building new stars. And sure, Rhea could beat her, but guess what? Even if Rhea beats Charlotte, it's not going to make up for the fact that Rhea should have beat Charlotte last year. They didn't need to create an unnecessary roadblock for Rhea. They just should have had her beat Charlotte straight up, especially when Charlotte had injuries and needed to take time off. Then they could have built to a goddamn rematch. Or they could have featured anybody other than Charlotte. I'm sorry, I'm fucking sick of Charlotte. I can't wait till the day she retires. I don't want anything bad to happen to the person. I wish nothing but the best for the person. Her and Andrade, whatever. I wish nothing but the best for both of them. Happiness and success in life and everything. I just don't want to see the character on my television screen anymore. She's fucking rotten at selling. She ruins every goddamn match she's in now, no matter how good of an athlete she is. She can't fucking do anything useful. She can't. It's fucking goddamn revolting. A kick out at 1. After Liv kicks her in the head, and then we get a crossbody kick out at 1. Yeah, couldn't even do a 2 count. Couldn't even do that. No, why the fuck should Liv get any kind of goddamn rub here? I know it's one match, but they haven't known what to do with Liv and Ruby seemingly since reuniting them and everything, and it's just been like here and there. They'll be there, and then they'll, just be featured horribly, and just for the sake of putting over Charlotte, it's just fucking goddamn shit. We get Billie Kay accidentally distracting when Ruby had Asuka down. Here's how they should have done it. Asuka's a Raw Women's Champion, right? Have Ruby almost get a pin on Charlotte. I mean, that would require Charlotte to fucking sell and Vince McMahon to pull his head out of his ass and realize that Charlotte actually should be the one selling and maybe taking a few pins. So have Asuka get the pin. No, they had Charlotte get the goddamn pin. Did nothing for Ruby, nothing for Liv. All it fucking did was make them look like jokes, make Billie Kay seem like a joke. She's trying to do what she can for the Riot Squad. It didn't help anybody. It didn't. It certainly made Asuka seem like a goddamn goof. The tag team championships mean absolute fuck and all. Charlotte is not a benefit to the women's division. She's a goddamn anchor. She needs to go. The character needs to go. The woman, wish nothing but the best for her, but I'm fucking sick of her. Anyway, so Ruby and Liv and Billie are at odds. Billie got them both in the Rumble. She talked to Sonya and said, well, there's us, and then Ruby says, no, there is no us, and we're going to get Billie possibly costing them the, spots in the Rumble, or, possibly costing them, like a chance to go far in the Rumble. Or we have Billie redeeming herself, and Ruby and Liv win the tag team championships, which would be great if any reasonable, a reasonable amount of teams existed. And I know they're trying to build up some in the Women's Dusty Classic, and that's fucking great. But this is a mistake. They should have done, just a women's mid-card championship. Chris, a.k.a. Durban said that, and you know what? I got to agree with him. Okay, done talking about Charlotte. Just get her the fuck off my screen. I'm so fucking annoyed with her. Sami is still kept at ringside as Bryan shows up, and he talks about the Rumble match. And does some really, really good stuff. And Bryan, this is obviously going to be his last run. He may win the Rumble. He very well may, and I would be all for that. It would certainly be interesting. And then here's Cesaro, and he does the whole Dr. Evil thing. How about no? He does a whole bunch of things. He does the 5 languages thing. Remember that? Remember when he did the 5 languages thing all the way back when he was U.S. champion? At least he didn't do the yodeling thing. He's a very cunning linguist. And then he offers an open challenge. Here's Ziggler. How do you make me uninterested in the match? You add Dolph Ziggler in 2021. He's a good athlete. I don't care about the guy at all. He talks about his stamina and being in the Rumble. And then we get that match. The match is fine. Bryan's on commentary. The greatest Royal Rumble was mentioned. That doesn't fucking count because it's a Saudi show. And I'm sorry, the Saudi shows as far as the WWE timeline don't count. The fans had fun, that's great, but the matches were fucking shit. Cesaro does the stamina swing. Seriously, he spun him for a while. He might still be spinning him now. And then the neutralizer 1, 2, 3. Bryan will be fun on commentary when he decides to retire. So Cesaro gets a victory. They're putting it over like it's a great thing. He could have done this shit with Cesaro like a few years ago. Oh, wait, maybe 2014 when he did that shit at Mania 30. I did like some of this episode, by the way. We're getting to some of the good stuff. The match was fine. I just don't care about Ziggler. And then we get Sasha versus Reginald. Or Reggie, I think she calls him. I actually don't really know what the fuck they call him. I'm just going to call him Reginald. Why not? I kept saying that they need to sign him to a contract. Apparently they have. He apparently is a PC recruit. Good, because this guy can actually do some shit. Now, it wasn't a match. It was, just flippy shit, and they really didn't make a whole lot of contact with each other. But, hey, at least he can do some cool flips. And if he actually can pull off some good wrestling moves, I would like to see what else this guy can do. Carmella's at ringside, by the way. It was just nothing but flippy shit. At one point, Sasha slaps the champagne. It looked like piss out of Carmella's hand. Did not splash Corey. Mourned the pity for Corey. And, yeah, then bank statement. Cool. She got the victory. It was fine. It was fine. It wasn't bad. And I want to see what else Reginald can do. Heyman and Reigns are talking. And Reigns says, hey, be a man. Handle your business. Man, Heyman feels like he is cooked here. Because he's going to have to face Adam Pearce. And Heyman was not really all that good in the ring, even in 1989, the Tuxedo match at Great American Bash 89, and the other few matches that he did. Anyway, we get Sami with a, how do you sleep at night? It just had that, tell me where did you sleep last night song pop in my head. The best part of the rhythm section, which was at the end credits. which is all the rhythm section should have been, because that movie is shit. So Sammy has had Apollo versus Big E, quick start, and it did not let up. They got a lot of shit in the few minutes before Sammy uncuffs himself because it's no longer cuffing season, causes a DQ, and beats them both down, everything. So we're obviously going to get a triple threat at the Rumble. Or we may get a triple threat on Smackdown after the Rumble, and we put these guys in the Rumble match. Owens has a message on his phone, and it was a little echoey, but that's okay. He will get Roman soon, talks about all the tattoos and the meaning, stuff like that. Dedicated to his family members, and that was really nice stuff. He will be the last man standing at the Rumble. This is a good promo from Owens. And then shiny Sonya suit, and man, Sonya looking good, performing good. I'm really happy to see her back on TV, and I hope she's doing well. The Street Profits, well, they have a fruit basket. They're trying to get back on TV. They're trying to get back in the tag title picture. And she says, you just hang out backstage and do your funny segments to hype up SmackDown. When your leg is healed, we'll put you back in the title picture. Okay, quick question. When were the Street Profits funny backstage? It's been a while. Because it's just repetitive, endless yelling shit as I yell at, as I yell at the screen while you all listen. But seriously, I don't find the Street Profits funny. I wish them well, and actually I hope that Montez is okay and this is just a storyline. Because he is a hell of an athlete. And then we get Cole being on camera for the Bayley and Bianca obstacle course, or whatever the fuck they called this. Bayley's tired is something that Cole said, or Bayley must be really tired. Now, I will say this. It's one thing for me to make bad puns. I'm just an idiot wrestling fan doing a YouTube video. Michael Cole is an apparent, accredited announcer, and he should be fucking slapped for that. I will say this was absolutely atrocious. The only thing I was impressed with was Bianca picking up, instead of Chad Gable like Bayley did, she picked up Otis. That's impressive. Otis is no small load. Lotus, if you will. He's like the flower, only sweatier and uglier. That's mean. Otis has done nothing to me, but I have no desire to really see Otis on my television in 2021. So, she wins, and then Bayley lays her out, and Bianca was selling her shoulder, and I actually hope it's okay, because I thought I saw a bump there like she might have dislocated. I hope she didn't. I hope it's just her selling. And then we get Dominic and Ray. Dominic says to Ray, I got this, don't worry. Ray says, fine, you lose, we do it my way. Bet, I want Dominic to lose every match now for saying bet like that. And then we get Corbin versus a catcher's mitt. That's what I'm going to call Dominic until he develops a personality that isn't like 5-day-old dishwater. So, end of days for 3. It was fine, whatever. One line, I hope the Mysterios have a good dental plan. Dental plan, Lisa needs braces. Thank you, Catwoman13, for that. I really appreciate you for pointing that out to me. Because I heard the line, and for some reason, didn't put that line right there, and I'm disappointed myself. So, WWE backstage next Saturday. Renee is back. Cool. I don't know if she actually has a contract with the company, but I think she's at least back on an appearance. That's good. Good. Good for her. And then, unfortunately, so is Paige. Paige looks like a fucking cartoon character, and Paige should not be allowed on television again, because after all the shit she's done, I used to sympathize with Paige for a lot of shit she went through, and there is some stuff she should have not had to have gone through. No person should have had to have gone through what she did. She's made a lot of bad choices and defends a lot of the bad men that she's dated, especially the current boyfriend that she has. So you know what, Paige? Anything that happens, any criticisms you get, and any of this shit that's going on, it's kind of on your head because you keep making bad decisions and dating various men that aren't good for you. So I had sympathy till after the Del Rio situation, and now it's all on her. She's a fucking idiot for dating toxic people. Anyway, we get Heyman tripping. And, man, only bitches be tripping. And he goes up the steps. Oh, the card is subject to change. Here's Reigns, and he beats the shit out of Adam Pearce in an unofficial match. Then Owens shows up. Because apparently it's easy to get into the Thunderdome and there's no security. Reigns isn't going to bother with petty things like paying off the security. They brawl. We get 2 Sunners, 1 in the ring, 1 on the floor. We get a pull-apart brawl. And then the pop-up powerbomb to Reigns through the table. I believe this is the first time that somebody has been able to lay out Reigns like that. Somebody pointed that out. My friend Bobby that I talked to on Facebook. And thank you for pointing that out because I was like, that's a little unusual. This would have been great for a closing segment like, oh, Owens is going to, win this Sunday at the Rumble. The problem is we still have one more show until the Rumble. So we'll see what they do there. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.